Hi, and welcome to the iBelong Circle. Not too long ago, here in the New York area, we were dealing with the COVID. We were dealing with unemployment. We were dealing with Black Lives Matter movement, positive protesting, but also we had the looters. Schools are closed. And if you can imagine, our young people were confused, angry, and many had a sense of hopelessness. So we got together. We created a circle here. We social distanced ourselves. We masked up. And we talked about the issues that concern them. There's a lot of crying, a lot of angry young people. But after a while, we started talking and trying to figure out ways of how we can be a part of the solution. And we realized we had to educate ourselves. And so we had guests. We had Black historians Zoom in. We had assemblymen Zoom in. We had senators also be a part of our meetings. And boy, did we empower these young people. And I am so proud to show you this tape. So as we talked about certain issues, like defunding the police, like serving on the precinct council board, financial literacy, we talked about all of it in this circle. Matter of fact, I want you to check it out.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bourbon Harris, President and CEO of Renaissance Youth Center. It's good to be here and see so many smiling faces, familiar faces in the land of living. So I know I don't have much time to speak, but I got a rare breed behind me of young people, and we all must agree that we don't see enough of us. So I have them here, but for those of us who are new to Renaissance, we're located right there on 3rd Avenue, where we entertain about 4,000 young people a week. We're in about 28 different schools, but part of what we've been doing for the last few weeks is this group called iBelong. And so instead of young people being angry and upset and not knowing how to process everything that's happening in the world today, we've decided to have a circle. We've had the senator, the assembly, we had people talk about Black history. So today, we do have a couple of suggestions or a couple of questions. So we will make them in a question. Now, I want to get mine out the way. I have one quick one. I'd like to know what happened to the community partnership program. I heard the word used earlier about stakeholders. And to me, what stakeholders are is that we come to a meeting, we help resolve the problem and support the problem together. So is there any possibility of bringing back that program? I think that was a pretty amazing program.
Community partnership program didn't go away. I think it just lost a little steam. We're going to get back behind it and get it back in gear so it can benefit the community.
My name is Eli, by the way. I would like to direct this question to Chief Maddrey. So, as one of the only teens who attends precinct meetings, the 42 precinct meetings, I often find it an issue that the teens aren't really heard. The teens aren't really being heard. So my question is, why isn't there an official seat on the precinct board for the youth?
Give yourself a round of applause. You just got a seat on the board. I know I got a few council presidents here, right? Yeah? We all agree that we need to have a youth member on the board? All right, so I think we got a quorum here already done. This is, and again, this is why we have to have these meetings, because this is where the ideas come from. It comes from you guys. And you know what? Shame on me, that has never crossed my mind. But you saying it at that moment, I was like, yeah, why don't we have a youth person on the board? So you said 4-2 precinct?
Hi, my name is Rachel, representative of iBelong. This is for anybody who can really answer it. My question is about the lack of teenage programs that we have in our communities. I know that we're trying to reprioritize funds into summer youth, but what about all year round? How can we get programs for our youth so that they're not on the streets all year round, just not in the summer?
Quick answer to that. We have a lot of programs out here, and we have a lot of underutilized programs. We're going to be working on that to make sure the programs that we have are fully utilized.
My name is Timmy Tope. I'm 24 years old and also part of the iBelong program. Let me first start by saying that the district we stand in is currently one of, if not the poorest, congressional districts in all of America. Our people in this community lack knowledge about financial literacy, financial independence. After doing research with my colleagues, we were only able to find 2 programs in the Bronx that offer programs regarding financial literacy other than in public schools, which they are not mandatory. So when we get a $1,000 check, we go out and buy a $1,000 pair of jeans, or $300 shoes, $100 hat, what have you. And we don't know how to go open a bank account, we don't know about credit, we don't know about any of those things. But we need those things in our community. So what I want to say is, or what I want to ask is, why has such little been done to promote financial literacy in places that we so desperately need it? And what can the NYPD do to help us further that conversation?
Being coached on the sidelines, but it sounds like Officer Stanton is already doing something similar to that. You want to speak about what you're doing in terms of financial literacy and all that? Really quick.
So that's a really great point. Last year, the PSA 7 Community Affairs Office rolled out a professional development series. And the first event, so to speak, was a learn how to pass the notary public test workshop. The Housing Bureau Community Affairs unit had a series of events for financial literacy as well. This year, we're partnering as YCOs and Community Affairs to bring that series back, heavily advertise it, and talk about bank accounts, personal finances, and of course resume building, and also bringing in community partners whose charities or nonprofits already do work like that, who can bring them to the forefront, maybe even show them about investing and things along those lines. So those may exist, we're bringing new ones, and we have to advertise all of them. I agree with you completely.
Hi, my name is Beatrice. I'm with iBelong, and my question is involving police interactions with youth in our community. I feel as though, is there anything that can be done where youth can be involved in police trainings, meaning we can explain how we feel and what we're thinking during our interactions with police. Therefore, you guys and us will be better prepared to interact with each other, and it will lead to less negative interactions.
Absolutely. As I said earlier, we have our Explorer program, our youth leadership councils, but here we have our youth coordination officers here, our neighborhood coordination officers, our community affairs officers. You don't have to join Explorers, but if you ask Officer Stanton, can iBelong come and sit down with him and have a discussion? It could be in the precinct, it could be in the park, it could be at your headquarters. We'll gladly come out, start that dialogue, and learn from one another and build that relationship that we desperately need.